time for the Yes Special, man. Let's get into that right now.
Get it.
You already know, man. You already know. Yes 3 is what we like to call it. Year-end special. We do this each year. This is the third time that we're doing it. And as I said at the top of the show, we will be breaking down the best moment, which we already did. Also, top 5 singles, top 5 albums, top 5 artists, and also top 5 wanksters of the week. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, until our guests come here, we're going to go in on this right now. So to get things warmed up, let's start off with the top 5 singles, all right? So I'm gonna give you my first list, and then I'm gonna let you go on your list, and then we'll exchange back and forth as to why we put these singles on our list, all right? So at number 5, I have Glory, Common featuring John Legend. At number 4, I have Classic Man, Jidenna. Number 3, Back to Back, Drake. All Right, Kendrick Lamar. And number 1, I have Hotline Bling, Drake. Jay, what is your list?
It's similar, but better. Let's get into it here. Okay, number 5. I got my boy, Brampton own, West End resident, Terry Lane, Say It.
Tory Lanez, that dumbass about Terry.
My heart hurts. My heart hurts. I hope that wasn't on the fucking camera. I can
Hold on.
You were filming that. You were filming it, weren't you? I'll fucking choose. We're gonna move forward on that, pretend like it never happened. You know when you trip in front of the girl you like and you just walk off and dust yourself off?
Uh-huh.
That's how we're gonna do it.
Dust yourself off with a Swiffer.
I'm sorry. Okay. Number 4, I do got Jidenna, Classic Man. Okay.
Oh, same spot, okay.
Number 3, I got Kendrick Lamar, Black of the Berry. Number 2.
Not mad at that.
Number 2, I got Drake, Hotline Bling.
Okay.
And you know my number 1. I got that back to back.
Wow, so you have Drake literally at back to back.
And I don't even like Drake like that much, but I have to give respect was due.
Okay, so let me give you the reasoning for my top 5 singles list.
Okay.
So Glory with Common and John Legend, that was a big record for like the first quarter of the year, basically.
Sure.
That was Oscar nominated. It was Oscar worthy, but didn't win it. But whatever, that's another story for another day. And basically, it was coupled along with a huge movie that came out earlier this year in Selma, and that will most likely win a Grammy. If it doesn't win a Grammy, then someone's getting their head kicked in. I guarantee that. But that's definitely a song that's gonna help. He should. But that's definitely one of those songs that keeps Common and John Legend within the lane of relevancy, basically. Especially for Common, him being, a rapper in his late 30s, early 40s possibly, and this being a young man's game. So he's just keeping himself relevant, even, within a separate market, maybe in a more adult, more mature market, which is always fine.
John Legend too.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Number 4, I went with Classic Man because that record was big, man. I loved it, Like, that's one of those records where you may see a shift and change within the hip hop culture. Maybe not
change clothes, Jay-Z.
Something like that. Yeah, it's not gonna be instant, but it's at least gonna start somewhat of a cult following. I feel like it has that type of presence, that type of vibe. I haven't heard much from Jidenna, but I know far too well that song is big. That song is big. Like, it has some relevancy throughout the entire year. Back to Back from Drake. I mean, that's almost damn near self-explanatory. Like that track is huge, man. I mean, at first it just started off as a simple diss record, but then it manifests itself into a hit. Like, clubs all over the damn place couldn't even they could not get away without playing that record. So I had to add that in there. Number 2, All Right, Kendrick Lamar. That song had a lot of staying power. You're talking about a song that got released out in March, and still to this day, in the current year that we're in right now, or current month rather, in December, it's still big, it's still popping, especially when you take into account all of what's happening within America as far as racial relations go. And then Hotline Bling from Drake, number 1. It's self-explanatory. Like, it's meme-worthy. It's breaking charts. There's not much more you can say about that.
Man, I'm not gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna give you mine. I'm gonna explain it the way I would have done it.
Okay.
I see Goliath has his. I see Gev just.
Okay. I was about to intro them in, but then you kind of spoiled that.
They ran in front of the
So
camera.
first and foremost, leave that shit to me. And secondly, ladies and gentlemen, 2 of our panelists have arrived. My man Goliath Paul, artist.
Whoa!
You already know. And of course, my man Javoni Thomas.
I ain't got a sick intro like that, but what up?
It's all good, man. Ladies and gentlemen, artist and also executive are in the building right now. So now that our panel is complete, it is time to get into what they chose for their top 5 singles, since we're already in that right now. So Goliath Paul, please give us your top 5.
Yo. Okay, so my top 5 singles. I gotta go with King Kunta, Kendrick Lamar. The reason why I say that, obviously, because he released that album, and that was, that single is not typically a hip hop what everybody was expecting. So that kind of like set him apart from everybody else and started his Grammy stuff. I Can't Feel My Face, The Weeknd, because that's more of a pop record. He's moving away from his, that depressed type, slow type thing.
Yeah.
So, and he's getting a lot of fans for it. He's becoming more poppy. Hotline Bling, Drake, obviously, whatever he touches is gold, Midas touch. Hello, Adele, because whatever she does is, and Here by Alyssa Cara, the girl from Brampton. That's a pretty big song.
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are forgetting about that.
Nah, man, I stuck to hip hop records, but I want people to take notice to that, man. Another Brampton resident. I respect that, man.
Yeah, at least he got her name right.
The
man called Tory Lane's Terry.
Listen, I do what I can, man.
Yo,
Gav,
give us your top 5, man.
My top 5, Drake. I'm kidding. Top 5 singles.
You really could make an argument and say Drake.
Top 5, you got to give it the Hotline Bling. He really put it down on that. That was a slow burner when it first dropped in the summer. If you guys heard it on the radio, they only played it late at night. I thought nothing of it. To be honest, I remember hating on him, being like, yo, what is this? What is that?
Yeah.
And this man dropped a video on it, and he turned that into fire. So,
he did.
Shout out to him for turning something into nothing. Obviously, My Way by Fetty Wap. I'm sorry, guys. I had to give it to it. I'm sorry. I don't like the song. I can't stand the song.
Shawty, would you come my way? Can I get some to say?
Sounds like he's busting an internal.
I thought it was a parody record when I first heard it. I was like, yo, this is not real. This can't be like that.
Yeah, like they can't actually be remixing the same song over and over again. Shout out to the producer. Obviously, you getting paid on that hook over and over again. But you got to give it to My Way. He spawned a whole generation of Fetty Wap fans. He grew some dreads over the years. So shout out to him on My Way. What else I got here? Hello by Adele for breaking every record known to man and for keeping Hotline Bling from number 1.
Yeah.
It held them down. It sounds like just like every other track Adele has, but you know what? She broke the rules. She didn't let it stream. She didn't pre-release it, and she still made it number 1. So you got to shout that to her.
She made the people wait.
She did back to back.
That's it.
And the man got a Grammy for a diss record.
Yo. If you're Meek Mill, how do you feel?
I would say wait for the end, but that's the most disrespectful shit
You
I've
can't
ever
feel
seen.
good.
You can't feel good. You really, really can't feel good about that. But, shout out to Meek. He was in court today crying about, not wanting to go to jail, not being a real gangster. But, shout out to him.
Oh, man.
He's probably waiting for you.
Still waiting, man.
And last but not least, sorry, don't kill me, Bad Blood.
Oh, really? The Taylor Swift record?
Yes.
Oh,
Kendrick
wow.
Lamar, personally,
No, honestly, I'm not mad at him. I thought we were sticking just hip hop, so I picked all hip hop records.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at his choices.
That's what Jake said right now. No, I mean, Justin.
You know what? I did try to keep with the urban theme, but you know what?
Yeah.
What has become music isn't just one thing anymore, right? Urban isn't just urban. So to the fact, and that's why I put Taylor Swift. I'm glad you touched on that because that's really bridging something. Back in the day, someone who's as clean cut, as poppy, and American Sweetheart like Taylor Swift would never hang out with somebody to put on a track called King Kunta and has dreads and represents that life. So you know what? That's why I have to put it up there because that's really showing what our industry has come to, where America's Sweetheart can be with Compton's Meanest, and then put out a record and no one say nothing about it. So
this is coming from the record executive folks. That's why I got every individual in here for their own individual perspectives. I'm a mastermind when it comes to this. So on that note, let's get to the next category. So we have top 5 albums. Okay, so.